Ah, dear readers, gather round for another tale from the annals of human absurdity, as told by none other than me, Precious McFluffy-Butt, supreme chronicler of human affairs and, dare I say, a superior being in both intellect and fluffiness. Today I regale you with a momentous occasion, President Joe Biden's farewell address, a speech that will echo through history for eons, assuming, of course, humans don't manage to destroy themselves before that. It was a frosty evening, and Mildred, my middling mistress of magic, had been glued to her scrying orb. "Precious," she murmured, half stirring a cauldron of questionable stew. "This Biden fellow is giving his final address. Perhaps we should take note." And take note I did. As Biden, silver-haired and weary yet resolute, stood before the nation, his words resonated even in the crooked walls of our medieval-esque cottage. Men of words tend to drone on and on, so let me give the highlights. On oligarchs and the tech lords. "Beware the oligarchy," Biden warned, his voice firm. He spoke of the ever-growing wealth and power concentrated in the hands of the ultra-rich, a situation that threatens the very fabric of democracy. "Oh, Mildred," I purred, "it's not unlike the time you let the town merchant hoard all the catnip. Absolute power corrupts, after all." Biden's words on the tech-industrial complex were equally chilling. He cautioned against unchecked technological power, a modern-day sorcery of sorts, that could infringe upon the rights of ordinary citizens. "A wise old tomcat," I mused aloud, "once told me to never trust a mouse that moves too fast. The same applies to technology, I'd wager." Reforms worth their weight in gold. The president, bless his mortal heart, laid out reforms that even I, a feline of refined sensibilities, found admirable. He proposed tax code changes to ensure billionaires paid their fair share, a concept lost on the fat tabbies who hoard all the cream in the barn. He also called for campaign finance transparency, Supreme Court term limits, and a ban on congressional stock trading. If only, I sighed, flicking my tail, Mildred would impose such order in this cottage. The chaos here rivals even Congress. Defending democracy, one meow at a time. Biden's defense of democratic institutions was stirring. He reminded the nation of the dangers of concentrated wealth and power, urging vigilance to preserve the people's voice. Biden reflected on the triumphs of his tenure: economic recovery, job creation, and environmental protection. Yet he did not shy away from acknowledging challenges, particularly the pervasive spread of misinformation. "A wise leader," I observed, "knows the difference between boasting and honesty. He chose the latter." A speech for the ages. As the speech concluded, I leapt onto Mildred's shoulder, my whiskers twitching with feline pride. "This, Mildred," I declared, "is a moment that will go down in history for eons to come. When your descendants are but whispers in the wind, this speech will be remembered." Mildred, stirring her cauldron with a wooden spoon, gave me a bemused look. "You think so, Precious?" "I know so," I replied, "for as long as humans scribble their tales, or as long as cats like me dictate them, Biden's farewell will remain a beacon of wisdom, humility, and a call to action. An esteemed tabby's final thought. And so, dear readers, as the curtain falls on one chapter of history, we are reminded of the importance of leadership that seeks to unite rather than divide, to serve rather than rule. Should you wish to hear more tales of wit and wisdom, I implore you to join us again in the Tabby Diaries. Thank you for joining us.